Hello and welcome to another video on the Asset Insider channel. Today we're going to be going over some news of further XRP adoption along with some extra XRapid adoption, and then we're going to be covering some Bitcoin articles later on in the video. To start out, and if you do like my content, please make sure to like and subscribe to my channel. I highly appreciate it. Starting out, the cryptocurrency exchange RAIN, which is the first cryptocurrency exchange that has graduated from the Central Bank of Bahrain's regulatory sandbox that was set up in February, has added XRP to its platform. XRP is listed and paired with 6 fiat currencies. Those fiat currencies are the Bahraini dollar, the Saudi riyal, the Kuwaiti dinar, the United Arab Emirates dirham, the Omani rial, and the US dollar. So this is great stuff to see because it just gives further liquidity and possible volume to XRP as people start using XRP on this platform for trading. The article also goes on to state that the Middle East has become a very crypto-friendly region, and that Ripple's global head of infrastructure has stated that the Middle East has become their fastest growing marketplace, and that they do have several partnerships in this region. They do have a partnership with 1 bank in Bahrain, 3 in Saudi Arabia, 2 in Kuwait, 1 in Oman, and a few in the United Arab Emirates. Along with that, we do know that I believe Ripple has opened up an office in Dubai. Keep in mind, the Middle East is an area where a lot of money is sitting at because they have all that sweet oil money. And it's a very good place to be starting these things because a lot of their countries do have issues with their currencies and overinflation. And for crypto to be more accepted and adopted in this area, it's just huge for the market in general because there's just so much money in this area and so many people that can benefit from using crypto. And it's just awesome that this is happening, particularly in this area. Along with that, we do know that in, I believe, 4 days, India is supposed to be actually coming out with their laws and regulations for cryptocurrency. That's supposed to be happening on March 25th. And I expect some very good things out of that because we do know ADA Cardano has an office in India, and Ripple XRP also has an office in India. So I do not see them coming out with very negative laws as far as cryptocurrency goes. I see them also setting up a sandbox scenario just like the Middle East has, pertaining to Bahrain and how they have their sandbox set up. And I think along with I believe it's around 1 billion people in India, many of which that can benefit from cryptocurrency. If those laws do come out in a very positive way, we can see a very good possible move in the market. It probably will not happen quickly. People in crypto want these big changes to just happen overnight, just giant positive swings in price. I don't see that happening, but we are definitely taking all the right steps towards adoption and regulation for this market to develop and grow as the future continues on. All right, continuing on to the next article. Ripple partner Mercury FX says that they can move tens of millions of dollars through XRP's XRapid system. Mercury FX was one of the first to start using XRapid, and they have a quote here from their CEO, Alistair Constance. It says, "Once the pipe is open, there's no limit to how much we can put through it. We are actively marketing with Ripple to try and invite these kinds of clients, I think, and with increasing success. It can be that we have serious amounts of luck and we end up doing hundreds, thousands, millions, and tens of millions of dollars So he's basically saying when they started using XRapid, they've only been using it for relatively small transfers. They say due to a non-disclosure agreement, they cannot say how much money they are currently moving through the XRapid system. We do know that there was the largest payment disclosed back in January was of $4,574 sent from the UK to Mexico. It took a matter of seconds instead of 31 hours that would have normally taken through traditional payment rails. And the fees saved the company a total of $102 in just fees alone. That's a pretty large amount of savings for just a $4,500 send. So I can imagine if they're saving $102 on a less than a $5,000 send, when they're moving millions of dollars, they will be saving hundreds of thousands, possibly, potentially, of dollars. And I think once bigger institutions and banks see how much this smaller company, I'm not saying Mercury FX is a very small company, but they're not as huge. I believe it says here they process about $1 billion in transfers through their London office and 1.8 billion around the world. So they're basically doing about $1.8 billion worldwide. There are companies that do tenfold that, and such as MoneyGram, Western Union. Once those bigger companies see how much money Mercury FX is saving and profiting from this XRapid system, they're gonna hop onto it too. I really see Mercury FX as more of just I don't want to put it this way, but they're just a kind of a guinea pig for the XRapid system. And once they show that the system is strong enough to hold itself up and complete these transfers in a fast amount of time while simultaneously saving these large amounts of fees, which will just turn into potential profits for the remittance company, they're going to hop on it, and it will be very, it's going to take Ripple to a whole new level, well, XRP to a whole new level once this XRapid system actually really starts getting picked up by bigger remittance companies and payment transfer companies. It's just it's a slow and steady thing. It's a slow and steady build up. Like I said before, people expect these things to happen fast. It's not going to happen fast, but it is going to happen, and it is slowly behind the scenes happening. And it's just people need to be a little bit more patient and just let some of these systems grow and become adopted, and then we will have the price boost that people are looking for in XRP. I don't see 589 happening. I think that's kind of ridiculous. Maybe it'll happen in 10 years of major adoption, but I don't see that happening anytime soon. But I'd be happy to see a $5 to $15 XRP in the semi-near future. Alright, continuing on to the next article. I'm going to breeze through this one really quick. This is just an article by, basically, there's a couple of TAs on Twitter who have a semi-large followings, 24,000 followers. One of them is named Crypto Thighs, or Thies. And the next one is Josh Rager. He has 27,000 followers. Both of them are saying that Bitcoin is setting up to have a bounce in price, and they both believe that the market, well, not the market, but BTC in general, will be bouncing up and breaking through that $4,200 range that we've been struggling to get past time after time again. But they both also believe that we will have one more drop down to the $3,500 area, maybe $3,500, $3,600, and then after that pull back to the mid 3,000 area, we will have our rally up to the 4,200 and beyond. So let's see how that plays out. I do have in my personal TA that is also a very similar take on what I've um, pretty much seen myself. I do see us having one more pullback to that level we're riding around the 3,600 area, and then I see us having a little rally and finally breaking that resistance that we've had. We'll see how spring does for BTC and crypto. All right, continuing on, Jack Dorsey is in the news again, as he is in the news almost daily now. Jack Dorsey is offering to hire, I believe he wants 4 crypto engineers and 1 designer. He wants to hire these people to develop the Bitcoin network, because there are people who are working on the Bitcoin network and other cryptocurrency networks for free on their spare time, and he's saying that if you pay people to do it full time, then progression will happen faster and it will be better. So he's offering to hire a total of 5 people. He's saying if you're interested to DM him at Square Crypto, and he is also offering to pay their compensation in Bitcoin if they would like that, which I believe it probably, to my knowledge, the first American company to actually be paying employees in Bitcoin. It also goes on to state, that Jack Dorsey holds only Bitcoin in his portfolio. He believes that Bitcoin is the only single currency that will become a worldwide currency because it's resilient, principled, and native to the internet ideals. And he believes it is a great brand. And that he believes that there is a massive acceleration toward Bitcoin and blockchain adoption on the horizon. All right, continuing onwards to the next article. This one I'm going to go over really quick. This article about the SEC and talking about Bitcoin ETFs. Supposedly they're saying that there could be an ETF that could satisfy their rules and actually get passed. The SEC is asking for the public to give their opinions on whether or not ETF can be passed. So far, they've gotten mainly negative opinions. I believe they did this once before last year, or late last year, and they got a lot of positive opinions, and now they're doing it again, and it's coming up negative. But I feel like it's just people are not really wasting their time to even talk to post their opinions to the SEC, because last time the SEC didn't even listen. So what's the point of posting something on their website that they're not even going to pay attention to? It is going to state that the reason they have not passed a ETF is because they do not think that there is a good custody solution so far for Bitcoin. They're also stating that there's still too much market manipulation and volatility. The SEC themselves is causing manipulation to happen by continuing to push all these ETFs down or back or deny them. And at this point, it's kind of more of just a power struggle. Like, the SEC really wants to show that the market will not move until they let it move by passing an ETF. The SEC knows they can't really control Bitcoin. They can't control the protocol and the network. And this is their way of kind of putting down the crypto world, I guess you could say, because so many people are waiting for SEC regulations and for the SEC to pass ETFs, and I believe that we're not going to see much movement in the crypto market until we get not necessarily an ETF, but just some regulations to go on that will allow Bakkt and Fidelity to fully go live. I do believe we need those bigger platforms in order for big moves in the crypto market to happen, but it will not happen until the SEC actually give some solid regulation. And then I believe after that, we'll also see some ETFs happen. There are 2 ETFs being voted on April 5th. I believe the VanEck SolidX one. They have until April 5th to make a decision or grant an extension, which they'll probably just do an extension because that's what they always do. And then along with that, the Bitwise ETF, Bitwise Asset Management ETF, is also set to be deadlined on April 5th. So maybe we might get some good news on April 5th and one of these ETFs will get passed. I personally highly doubt it, but who knows what might happen nowadays. Continuing on to the next one, this is just an article showing that there are cryptocurrencies that have been doing good since the beginning of this year. EOS is up 42% from $2.62 to $3.74. Maker is up 58% from $448 to $710. Litecoin is up 96% from $30 to $60. Ontology is up 133% from 59 cents to $1.38. And Binance Coin is up 151% from $6.07 to $15.25. So it's good that in a market where Bitcoin isn't doing much, there are altcoins that have been moving. There's also been moves in Stellar and ADA lately. And maybe eventually we might actually see a decoupling from all the altcoins just following Bitcoin. That would be great because I do not think these altcoins should have to follow Bitcoin in the way that they do. But I also believe that there needs to be a little bit more money in the market for this decoupling to happen. So I don't think it will happen anytime soon. But it is nice to see that there are altcoins moving during a time when Bitcoin has become rather stagnated. And hopefully this continues to happen. Alright, that's going to be it for this video. Once again, if you like my content, please like and subscribe to my channel. You guys have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.